Well, here was another Military Monday for you guys. We're going to continue this series for as long as I can continue it. It's gonna have kind of a change of pace next week. I think you guys might like the change of pace. But I'm going to start this one off. I didn't talk about it last week, but this week, I'm going to say it again. These shirts are here. These like Never Fear Anything t-shirts. These ones, they got this dude on the back. You know? Those ones right there. These shirts are actually going to help me kind of fund some of these things I'm doing. Like this next week, I'm going up to Pennsylvania to interview, or not interview it, I guess you call it interview, film another veteran stories. And it cost me quite a bit of money to go up there. I'm using a lot of the money that's made off these t-shirts to kind of fund those trips so his voice could be heard, kind of deal. So that's my whole plan behind it, is because it's going to be kind of expensive to travel, but I'm going to do it because I think it's appropriate that people need to hear their stories as well. So if you guys want to help me out, if you guys want to buy one of those t-shirts, the link will be in the description below. Either way, I appreciate the support and you viewing this video. So with that being said, let's get into today's video. It's a good one. I like it. So this one's not as personal as the first time I killed somebody. Not even close to as personal. If you guys haven't seen that video, that one's more like me talking about actual, like I saw it. Like it's a lot more personal than this story. The first one, the first time I killed somebody, that one is a lot more personal. I will also put that one down below if you guys want to watch that one before this one. Okay, so it's going to start off with, I'm going to kind of give you guys a picture. Now, I think I have a photo that I'll be using like right now. If I have a photo that I like, I'll show it right now. We had a mortar pit in the center of the camp. You know, it's kind of what it was. And we had sector stakes set up, so we knew we'd always get attacked from this area, from the right to the left. And we would, for like 2 weeks straight, me and another guy would go out. There was actually two or three of us. And we'd all go out at night and we'd shoot loom rounds off to make sure that we were just in line to where we wanted to with these sector skates with the 81mm. That's one we had sitting in the center of the camp. We had a 60 that we took with us, like in the truck or something. But we kept an 81 that was stationary inside the camp. And we had all these sector stakes set up for when we got engaged. We can quickly just go to it, and we knew exactly where we wanted to go. So I guess this thing will kick off like usual. We're all up in the tower. And this time there's actually more than average. I think we're all just kind of smoking and joking, just having a good time, just all around, just messing around in the tower, just kind of hanging out, just talking. And there's probably about 5 of us up there. Probably a little bit more than what there probably should be. And I don't think I've showed you guys this video, but we had, like I said, we had a 240, Mark 240, Mark 48, and we did Dishka facing this way. Here's a video of this. You'll like this.
All right. Fire.
Okay.
Pull it. Pull it.
Okay.
That's a bad fucking gun, man.
Yeah, that Dishka's pretty freaking badass, right? Thing's fucking sick. I love that gun. It's not cool when you're on the receiving end of it, but it's sick when you're shooting it, let me tell you what. So, we're up in this tower. And there's probably, well, there's 5 of us. There's me, another couple of NCOs, a cook, and just one of the guys that's usually up in the tower. We're kind of just hanging out. And all of a sudden, the same thing that always happens. They initiated with RPGs in small arms, like simultaneously at the exact same time. I heard the RPGs come in. They landed out front, and they didn't even touch us. Small arms were very accurate. Very, 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 very accurate. I mean, they were in the wood line like usual, and they were shooting at us. But it was like the same noise. You know. Here's a really good scene. I'm gonna see if hopefully I can find one online. But if I can, here it is.
Fuck, dude. Here comes another mortar. Fuck. Shit. Hey, they're on that peak on the right, bro. Shit. On the right. Yo, just stay down, West. That shit's accurate as fuck.
But anyway, that noise came through, and instantly the cook. I mean, I give it to him. He's a cook, but he's still a man. He hits the deck so hard. He hits the ground in that tower so fast, like sprawled out. And all the other guys are sitting up there, and they instantly go do what they're supposed to do. They hit the guns. And I remember just looking at the guy, and I said, "Get the fuck up and shoot, or get the fuck out of the way." And I just started kind of like laughing, like, "You fucking pansy, what are you doing? Like, get up and get out of the way. You're in the way of everybody." I'll never forget that. Yeah, he got a lot of shit after that. Let me tell you what, because he's the kind of guy that he had like that persona, like he was just a big badass, and like he was like, oh, I'm fucking the shit. But then when the shit hit the fan, he hit the deck so hard, like a pansy. So at that time, I knew what I was gonna do because there was a lot of people up in that little area. I mean, it was really condensed, and I had enough guys on the gun. So I got excited. Like instantly, I turned around and looked into the center of the camp. It's a very small camp. I could probably pee to the other side of it. And I just happened to turn around at the right time because the head NCO of the entire camp had probably been taking a nap, and we had 2 tents on this entire thing. And he was taking a nap in his tent, and he came, or their tent, and he came busting ass out of this tent. And there was a lot of small arm fire going off, a lot of RPGs. Not a lot of RPGs, but like 3 or 4 rounds I came in. I mean, when you wake up to an RPG round that's close, it's probably gonna scare the shit out of you. And he came out of that tent holding an AK of all guns. He's holding a little subcompact AK, and he comes out and he's like clearing the inside of the camp because he thought maybe they've been trying to overrun us. I don't know, but I saw that, and I don't know. It's just at this point, everything is funny because I had this little cook hit the ground because he was scared out of his mind, and then I went running down the stairs of the tower, and I just saw him start doing that, and it was I don't know, it was comical is what it was. I mean, it may not seem comical to you, but it was really funny. It really was. If you're put in that situation, you see that. It was hilarious. All right, so I made it over the mortar pit. Now, I don't know if I said this at the beginning of the video, but I had been working with the guy that was running the mortar pit, and for like the last 2 or 3 weeks, and all we were doing was we were practicing. Like we'd set up all the rounds were set up. We'd figure out how many cheese charges we needed to put on. Which cheese charge is like, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's like an extra charge that goes on the mortar to make it go farther. Basically, that's a good way to put it. And we had them all set up, and they were mortar pit. As you can see here, there's a mortar pit, and then underneath the mortar pit, actually here's a better photo. If you see the flag that's sitting behind me, that flag is actually under. I think it's on top of where all the rounds were, all the ammunition was. And I went underneath there, and my main job was just to go grab those mortar rounds, and he'd come out and there was a guy in the tower that wasn't really engaged in the firefight, like actively shooting. He was more to helping us walk rounds on, because that's all our job was at that point. I wanted to try something different, because I can go up there and I can shoot and everything, but I wanted to really try something different, so I got the opportunity to do this, which is awesome. So I'm holding the rounds, and there's another guy holding the tube, and you got to kind of move this tube, you know. And we hit it on the sector stake, and I remember I slammed one of the rounds down there, it went off, and the feeling of an 81mm going off, like right next to you, is so surreal. Like it's like the whoop. And then just that concussion that comes off, and you know that you're launching a bomb out of there. Like it's awesome. It's a cool thing to have inside of your hands. It's a lot cooler than a gun if you think about it, because the guns are shooting a small piece of lead like that big, but with a mortar tube you're shooting like a fucking bomb. It's awesome. This is the feeling behind it. It's cool. And the guy that was up there, like I said, we had been working on these sector stakes and getting us into where we think that they'd be coming from, because we've been fighting them for months at this point in the same area. And we hit close to where the RPG rounds and all the fire was coming from, and he just made one adjustment. The guy from the tower told the guy that was moving the tube, and I remember we just started firing from effect right then and there. Like the guys in the tower were still engaged and still shooting, and for the most part we never really ever shot mortar rounds because, well, let me just finish and I'll tell you after that. But I shot and I started firing for effect, okay? So I shot 4 or 5 rounds, just started do, and they're all landing where we needed to. Now, the reason why we never really fired too many mortar rounds during an engagement is because the engagement would usually only last for like 10 minutes or so, and we weren't prepped and prepared, and we were so like undermanned on this camp that it kind of took 2 guys at least to run an 81mm, because you know you got rounds going, you got to move rounds and get rounds, and it just takes 2 guys to kind of do it. I'm not a mortarman, by any means, but I kind of feel like it takes 2 guys to move something that big around. So after we started doing fire for effect, like after we started shooting those rounds off, like that many at once, they weren't, the Taliban at that point, they weren't used to us firing mortar rounds back at them. They knew we were shooting loom rounds. Now we were shooting loom rounds at night to kind of fuck with them. Like we'd get up at like midnight or 1 or 2. It like randomly throughout the week, we'd just wake up and we'd shoot a couple loom rounds at night. And if you don't know what a loom round is, they're kind of crazy. Like it'll be pitch black, and you'll shoot a loom round up in the sky, and it'll literally be like there's sun instantly in the sky. And we do it. We'd fire it over the villages or over the areas that they were fucking with us constantly, and we just fuck with them. We just shoot them. Just they wanted to fuck with us, so we'd fuck with them. So after we fired the for effect, it kind of killed the firefight. It like completely like just died off. Like they weren't used to that being shot back at them, so it just stopped. You know. But we have these things like in the military. Our military is so advanced, and that's why America's just like the shit. We have stuff to where we can hear what they're saying, of course. And it's so awesome because it's not even really we don't even have to use any of our cool shit because the Taliban, you know, they're just using little tiny walkie-talkies. So if you get on the right freak with them, and we have like a guy that's always listening for their freak and trying to figure out which one they're on, you can hear what they're saying. Like you can hear everything that's going on. You can hear when you're about to get attacked. You can hear if they're struggling. You can hear if you're killing them. It's awesome because you know what's going on. It's like instant. And I remember they were giving a sit rep. The Taliban was, I don't know if you guys know what sit rep. They're basically just telling them, they're telling back to their commander, like, oh, this is what happened. Sometimes they would make up shit. Like they would say, oh, we killed a bunch of Americans. Oh, we did this and oh, we did that. They called our camp like Eagle Eye or Hawkeye or something. But in their language, I don't remember what it was called, like Loki, something like that. Anyway, they would say like Loci, we killed a bunch of Americans on Loci to be complete horse shit. They wouldn't do anything, but I remember this day though. The only time that we ever shot rounds back at them, it kind of killed it off, of course, at the firefight. And they're giving back a sit rep, like I was saying, to their commander, and they said, well, we lost 1, 2 mortar rounds. We had several injured to small arms. And that was a complete win for us, like right then, just so we can hear it over the radio, because they're scrambling, like it's like I say this like really calm right now, but we're listening to them like on the ICOM chatter, and it is just they're fucking scrambling, they're screaming like scared fucking, and that like to us that's good, like putting fear into those kind of bastards' eyes is just awesome. Like you guys have no clue the kind of shit that they do to the people over there. Like they're bad people, so when you can kill them and you can put fear into them, it's good. They need it. They need someone to fuck with them constantly because they're not good people, I promise you. Okay, so my whole entire reason for telling these kind of stories, I have left a very large chunk of my stories out, and when I mean a large chunk, I've left very small detailed stuff out, like the time, like you know, it's hard to explain. So when I came back from Afghanistan, I thought it was fine. Like, I came back, and I found myself to be, like, kind of an adrenaline junkie, I guess. But when I came back from Afghanistan, I was like, I'm okay. I'm fine, you know. But, like, months went by, and I started, like, it just didn't feel right. And then I got out of the military, and then it just, my world went like, fucking this. It just went, like, straight down the shitter. Like, I'm not even kidding. It was just bad. Like, all I was doing was drinking, and staying up all night, and drinking and staying up all night. It's like, all I could do is, like, cope with it. Everything was just drink. And I haven't really told everybody on YouTube like all the small detailed shit that you see when you're over there. Like the stuff that bothered me wasn't like seeing the dead Taliban or seeing those guys, because they deserved what they got for the shit that they were doing to the people over there. And a lot of you guys don't really know what the media feeds you, but the shit that they're doing to their own people in Taliban or in Afghanistan, the Taliban, it makes me so mad. It's kind of like people don't realize actually what ISIS is. They're like creating a genocide. Like they're literally Hitler in a new form. Like it's fucking bad. Like it's really bad. Well, that's a different rant. Like, but what I'm trying to say, like when I came back, I didn't realize the kind of shit that was. When you're over there, you're around the same guys, so nothing really bothers you. Like nothing bothers you whatsoever. You come back, you're kind of okay, and then once you get out and you're away from the guys that you were around the entire time, or you're here, like I'm hanging out with Jimmy, that Guns and Chicken Strip guy you guys see me with. I hang out with him, but he doesn't really have the same experience, or Sarah. So I don't really want to tell them things, because it's like, there's a lot of stuff that my wife doesn't know. Like I never told her this, like you guys are about to hear. Like some of the stuff that bothered me was like seeing like the women, like some of the mutilated children and women that it wasn't from us. Like the shit that they do to their own people, like they'll literally cut off their own fucking hand. Like it's fucked up. Like the shit they're doing is fucked up. So whenever I saw them dead, like it didn't bother me. That shit didn't bother me. I mean, there was stuff I haven't told you guys, like the time I saw a dude get shot straight in the fucking, like he got shot straight in the forehead. And that was the weirdest thing ever, was seeing like a human go from being like normal skin colored to like a bluish color. Like that was That was weird. But that's the kind of stuff that I'm going to save for... I told myself I was going to tell all the stories on YouTube and get it out, but I'm going to save all those small, detailed, like actual stories that are like in between these major firefights and major stuff in Afghanistan. I'm going to save them for like a book. I'm going to do it for 1 million. If I can hit 1 million subs, then I'll write a life, like a story about my life, and that'll be included in it. I think that's appropriate. But that doesn't mean we're going to stop this series. Like, we're not stopping this series one bit. I'm actually flying to Pennsylvania. I'm going to go to the guy that's married to my sister right now, and he's going to tell me his stories because he was in the initial invasion of Iraq. He was in Afghanistan. I've got buddies here in Texas. It's a cop. I don't know if I can get him to... If he wants to tell me stories, he may not want to. I don't know. I know he was shot in the hand. There's just... That's why I'm reaching out now. So if there's any veterans out there that have stories that feel like they would like to get it off their chest, because I'm telling you, it makes you feel better. And I'm gonna let them, because if they want to tell all the gory stuff, I'll allow it. I don't care. But I'm kind of saving it to so my audience doesn't really see that side of me. That if they want to buy the book, they can see that side and really understand it. But if you're a veteran and you want to tell your stories, or if you know a veteran and they have stories and they need some help or they want to talk, as long as I think and we have good communication back and forth, I will go to you, or I'll fly you to me and put you up in a hotel. I want to hear your story, and I think the world needs to hear your story. As long as you can convey the message correctly, that's what I'll do. So if you have one, my email will be down below. Send me over an email. I will be sifting through them if there's any, because I'm probably gonna get a lot of fake. So I'm sorry if I don't respond instantly. I gotta actually like kind of vet out some of the bad stuff. So I've been thinking about this one for a little bit, and this is a good way to end this little segment before I go into another one. But you guys will. If I hit 1 million, I promise you're gonna hear some real intense stuff in a book. It'll come out. I won't censor it. Anything. I guess that's it. Do me a favor. Go buy one of these t-shirts. Support this whole cause. I guess I'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. with another normal video. See you later.